families. Thank you. Try it again. Good evening, Hornet families. It's so good to see everyone out here. Today we had our dress rehearsal of the show, and you are in such for a treat. The teachers and the students have been working so hard over the last couple months to put on this amazing show. I promise it will not disappoint. Throughout the show, we just hope that you enjoy it and get lots of pictures. All right, on with the show.
That's a good one.
Spirituals originated in the 18th century from southern slaves. Spirituals were sung in the fields and at worship services. The theme for spirituals were most often about freedom, earthly suffering, and hope. Spirituals were also known as sorrow songs and can be reflected in songs, like "Sometimes I Feel Like a Motherless Child" and "Nobody Knows the Trouble I've Seen." One of the most famous spirituals is "Swing Low, Sweet Chariot." The most common type of spiritual is known as a call and response, which can be thought of as a conversation between multiple people. Folk spirituals have been essential in the lives of African Americans for more than 3 centuries, serving religious, cultural, social, political, and historical functions. Now, audience, we're going to take you back in time to an all-time spiritual.
Play the recording.
All fourth graders, please come to the risers. Jazz music began in the early 1900s within the African American community in New Orleans. Jazz music reached the mainstream in the 1920s when Southern African American musicians began moving up to Chicago. Jazz music had such an effect on culture that the 20s became known as the Jazz Age. Jazz music influenced dances, youth culture, and even race relations. The popularity of jazz also influenced fashion with loose-fitting clothes like flapper, style dresses for women, and more casual sportswear for men becoming widespread. The Charleston, Black Bottom, Shimmy, Foxtrot, and the Lindy Hop were some of the most popular dances of the time, but the most famous and recognizable dance from the 20s was the Charleston. Some popular jazz musicians during this time were Louis Armstrong, Duke Ellington, Red Hot Poppers, Benny Goodman, Fats Waller, Count Basie, and King Oliver. Now, audience, hold on to your seats as we travel back into the 20s.
We're moving on to the 60s, which is the time that the African American community experienced discrimination, extreme hardship, and suffered horrifying acts of violence. And speaking of, we shall overcome. This song became the unofficial anthem of the civil rights movement. Music was the way the African American community could express their feelings to each other and the world. Music provided spiritual support and was used for a tool of peace. By the early 1960s, rhythm and blues had taken on more of a gospel-influenced element, as pioneered by artists such as Ray Charles, Sam Cooke, James Brown, and Aretha Franklin. Soul music was very popular during this time and was greatly inspired by the innovations of Jane Brown. Soul music of the 60s poured out power and passion like no one had heard before. During this era, Berry Gordy founded Motown Records, the first record label to primarily feature African American artists aimed at achieving crossover success. The label developed an innovative and commercially successful style of music artists such as Marvin Gaye, The Temptations, and The Supremes. Aretha Franklin became a mainstream phenomenon and dominated the U.S. pop chart, with other artists such as Otis Redding, the Isley Brothers, and Wilson Pickett. There were many artists creating a music with a socially aware tone, like Marvin Gaye with "What's Going On?" and Stevie Wonder in the song "Key of Life." Music played a paramount role in the civil rights movement. Soul music delivered hope and inspiration. You can dance to it, sing along with it, and fall in love to it. And I'm sure you know and fell in love with this all-time favorite of the 60s.
I know it don't be an error.
The 1980s was the period of time when technology began to take over the music industry in the form of drum machines, synthesizers, and sampling keyboards. This era was celebrated as the heyday of boogie funk and post-disco. Between 1981 and 1985, 3 African-American artists reached #1 on the album charts: Michael Jackson, Prince, and Lionel Richie. These artists managed to break through the glass ceiling and were called crossover stars because they managed to cross over to the mainstream audience. Radio listeners also swooned over artists like Whitney Houston from her soulful sounds of Saving All My Love, You Give Good Love, and one of her greatest hits, The Greatest Love of All. Michael Jackson had record-breaking success with his albums Off the Wall, Bad, and Thriller. During this time, Chicago house music had made strong headways on college campuses and dance arenas. Rap music had hit mainstream with artists such as Run DMC, LL Cool J, Queen Latifah, and the Beastie Boys. No one can resist the urge to snap their fingers and move to the beat of one of the greatest of all time. So get ready, audience, as we take you into the 80s.
All right.
Stepping has had a long tradition in the African and Black community. There isn't a specific origin date, but the start of stepping dates back to Africa. Its modern-day roots begin in the early 1900s with Greek fraternity and sorority organizations. Greek organizations use songs and dance as a call and response to uplift audiences. It has also become a way for organizations to show pride and unity in their group. We've seen the art of stepping in major motion pictures like School Days, Drumline, and Stomp the Yard. Now, prepare to see it here on the Heather Hill Steppers, directed by Mrs. Maravich.
Golden
evolved in the 20th century. Stepping is a worldwide phenomenon practiced amongst people of all ages, from drill teams, churches, high schools, to college fraternities and sororities, and more. Modern day stepping uses elements of tap dancing, break dancing, gymnastics, and Afro-Caribbean dance, and moving the body is used to make sounds through clapping, stomping, and spoken word.
Should have wardrobe.
Hip-hop and R&B music is extremely popular in today's youth. This music was developed in the United States by inner-city African Americans, which consists of rhythmic music that commonly accompanies rapping. R&B has shifted towards an emphasis on solo artists with pop appeal, with Usher, Rihanna, and Beyonce being the most prominent examples in the early 2000s. Presently, some of the most popular artists are Ella Mai, Drake, The Weeknd, Jay-Z, Chance the Rapper, and Beyonce is still gracing this list. For the first time in music history, rap hip-hop has become music's most in-demand genre. Hip-hop music is built on values of social justice, peace, respect, self-worth, community, and having fun. And because of these values, it's increasingly being used as a therapeutic tool when working with young people. Music has always been a way to unify, uplift people, and it's been an inspiration of hope. Throughout the eras, music has influenced dance. If you walk into any dance party today, you're likely to see kids flossing, doing the shoot, or juju on that beat. And Heather Hill's students are no exception. Now, I would like you to clap along as we come to the present.
Okay, but you can't do everything.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say.
You want to do everything.
Sometimes she's here, you can take a break. Out there on the moon, like a ghost face. When
We would like to say thank you to everyone for coming out to our Black History program. I hope you all enjoyed it. The kids worked so hard on this performance. Let's give them another round of applause. All your support. We could not do this without you. I just have some special thanks to give. As you guys can see, I have no voice. So I want to thank the PTO. They are awesome. We have the best PTO ever. They are partly responsible for a lot of the costumes that you saw up here, the Flappers dresses, the Supremes. Without them, we would not have been able to do this, so we definitely appreciate your support and all that you do to support our students. We are so grateful. Thank you so much to our awesome principal, Ms. Holland. She has supported us throughout this entire process. Whatever we needed, whatever we asked, she was on board. So thank you, thank you, thank you. To Ms. Matthews, Mrs. Bryant, they helped with the choreography. Ms. Barnes, our wonderful music teacher, she has just been awesome. Whatever we needed, whatever I asked, she was just on board, willing to do whatever she could. Thank you to, I think I saw Amabel here, some of our board members, Dr. Smith, everyone who had a part in this program. We so appreciate it. Ms. Lane Dugan with our art pieces up here. Mr. Hunter, the principal of Parker, he was out here putting the chairs out and helping us get ready for this program. Anybody I missed, whatever role you played, we so appreciate it. And again, thank you for coming. We hope you enjoyed it. And Ms. Holland is up next.
Let's give them one more round of ideas. Hold on.
Sorry, I cannot fail to mention our awesome stage crew. Marcus, Cardio, Quavion, Isaiah, they have helped bring things in, set things up. Whatever we needed, they were right there. So thank you so much, boys.
All right, did I not tell you it was amazing?
Yeah.
Yeah? Yes, it was amazing. I know. Let's go one more round. One more round, nice and loud and proud for them. Great job. Oh, wait. It's taken away from me again.
So a girl that's on step wasn't able to be in the performance because she was changing. So if we can do step one more time so that she can
All right, let's have the step team up. Keep your shirts on, you're fine.
That saved me a whole lot of money. I know. Win the lottery.
You could tell. Did you see that? She was upset. But she okay now. You saw that Kool-Aid. She came out with that. She happy now. That's why she worked for that. That's my friend. Oh, that was awesome. Yeah, it was. She got on all dirty. She better bring it. I know, right?
Are we all here? 5, 6, 7, 8.
That happened for a reason because I could not fail to acknowledge Miss Maravich, who worked so hard with the steppers. Weren't they awesome? Yeah, so we cannot fail to acknowledge her, who poured out her blood, sweat, and tears to get the steppers to where they are today. And also Miss Mahler, who's back there, who's always helping. Every time we need her, she's there. So I just wanted to acknowledge those two as well.
My turn. All right, wasn't it great? Seriously, it was awesome. They worked so hard. They were so excited today in the hallways. They were just such a vibrant energy that was going through because everybody was working together, and it's such a beautiful thing to have at the school. So again, thank you to everybody for coming. Thank you for our students and our teachers. We do want to take a minute to acknowledge all the hard work. So just on behalf of Heather Hill, we have a bouquets for all of our teachers that help. So Miss Britton, please come up. Miss Matthews, please come up. Miss Bryant, please come up. Miss Barnes, please come up. And Miss Maravich, please come up. This is only a small token of our thankfulness to them, but we really wanted to show them how much that we love them and are thankful for them. Take a bow. You guys are great. All right, before the night is done, I am going to do a shameless little o'clock, so we're all together tonight. On March 19th is our family math night. So at 6:30, coming out to Heather Hill for our family night, math night, for a night of fun, math, games, and just time to be together. So thank you again so much for coming. Go Hornets, and we will see everybody in the morning.